Let's first watch a clip that reveals what's going to happen in the next couple of episodes.
You are the son of the last true Warden of the North. Northern families are loyal, they'll fight for you if you ask. A monster has taken our home and our brother. We have to go back to Winterfell and save them both.
Going off this clip, we're probably going to see Jon Snow and Sansa going around to the northern families amassing an army to take back Winterfell. When they have an army large enough to take on Ramsay Bolton, I think they march on Winterfell to take back the north. Ramsay definitely loses his battle for a couple of reasons. First, he's a terrible tactician and too aggressive for his own good. Secondly, it's still possible that Small Jon Umber turns on him. And finally, Littlefinger will most likely help Jon defeat Ramsay because he's still a pedophile and in love with Sansa. After the battle, I believe Jon Snow becomes Warden of the North and Lord of Winterfell. Although Jon Snow has never shown much of a desire to lead, I think that in the coming episodes he will undergo some major changes and become more comfortable being a leader and a ruler. One hint pointing to this fact is R+L=J, which I believe will go from fan theory to reality during this season. We've already seen part of the Tower of Joy flashback, and I'm almost positive we will get to see more. The finale of the flashback will most likely result in the discovery that Jon's parents are actually Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark. I think it's safe to assume that Jon Snow will learn the truth of his parents, and it will definitely have an impact on the development of his character. One theory I read stated that he will learn the identity of his true parents by searching the crypts below Winterfell, which would fit perfectly into the timeline assuming he defeats Ramsay. Another prediction which sounds plausible is that Bran is somehow able to contact Jon through the use of Greensight and tell him the truth. Throughout Game of Thrones, a major driving force behind Jon Snow's character comes from the belief that he's a bastard. This is the reason he joins the Night's Watch and why he always seems to sell himself short.
I pledged them my life, my honor, my sword. I don't know what I have left to give you.
You can give me the North.
I can't. Even if I wanted to, I'm a bastard. The Snow.
Once Jon Snow learns that his true parents are Rhaegar and Lyanna, I think he will be more comfortable taking on the role of the leader, as he regards his lineage and duty with the utmost importance. It's also highly probable that Rhaegar in fact did not rape Lyanna, but rather that they ran away and possibly got married. There was a tradition of polygamy among the Targaryens, and if this were true, Jon Snow would have a claim to the Iron Throne, even more so than Daenerys. Also, why were there 2 Kingsguard at the Tower of Joy when there were so many other places they were needed? Why weren't they with King Aerys, Prince Rhaegar, Viserys? This all points back to the fact that they were protecting baby Jon Snow, the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and the true heir to the Iron Throne. Not only does Jon Snow have a strong claim to the throne, he has all the qualities and characteristics of a great ruler, something the people of Westeros desperately want.
Whilst Lord Janos was hiding with the women and children, Jon Snow was leading. Sir Alistair fought bravely, it is true. And when he was wounded, it was Jon who saved us. He took charge of the wall's defense. He killed the Magna of the Thenns. He went north to deal with Mance Rayder, knowing it almost certainly meant his own death. Before that, he led the mission to avenge Lord Commander Mormont. Mormont himself chose Jon to be his steward. He saw something in Jon, and now we've all seen it too. He may be young, but he's the commander we turned to when the night was darkest.
Jon Snow didn't even want to be Lord Commander, but the title was forced upon him by his comrades as they knew no one else was more suitable and worthy. Some of the greatest and most successful leaders oftentimes don't even want the position, but assume the role out of a sense of duty and responsibility. Jon Snow won't take charge of the North after defeating Ramsay because he wants to rule, but the people will most likely force the role upon him. Another interesting tidbit I believe will come true in the next couple of seasons is the prophecy of Azor Ahai, or the prince that was promised. Just a quick reminder, Azor Ahai is a mythological figure who defeated the others, and it is said that he will be reborn after a long summer when the stars bleed, and the cold breath of darkness falls heavy on the world. The long summer is obviously coming to an end with the White Walkers making their way south to kill everything, and I believe that the bleeding star in the prophecy could be signified by the Martells. Here's another scene about Azor Ahai.
You should kneel before your brother. He's the Lord's chosen, born amidst salt and smoke.
This is such a telling clip as we just witnessed Jon Snow's rebirth and what two people were there with him, Davos Seaworth the pirate and Melisandre, the lady who gave birth to the smoke assassin that killed Renly. Also, in A Dance with Dragons, Melisandre states, "I pray for a glimpse of Azor Ahai, and R'hllor only shows me snow." It's important to note that snow is capitalized in the books. Something else in the books but absent from the show is a dream in which Jon was armored in black ice, but his blade burned red in his fist. This fits with the Azor Ahai prophecy because it states, "In this dread hour a warrior shall draw from the fire a burning sword, and that sword shall be Lightbringer." Finally, let's take a look at the clip where Melisandre first meets Jon Snow. I find it very hard to believe this was done unintentionally. Even the music from the Lord of Light theme was playing. So if he really is Azor Ahai reincarnated, what does this mean for the show? I think we will end up seeing Jon Snow leading the war against the others, and Daenerys probably comes in around this time, and maybe Jon even gets to ride a dragon. Who knows? But in my opinion, Jon Snow will be the one to defeat the White Walkers and restore peace to the realm. I really don't see any possibility of the White Walkers winning, unless the last couple of episodes of them just killing everything in their path. But I feel like George R.R. Martin isn't that much of a psychopath, and I think he doesn't want the show to end with everybody being killed. Even if you don't prescribe to the Azor Ahai prophecy, Jon Snow has all the characteristics of a hero. He is brave, selfless, fair, and above all, a natural-born leader who inspires everyone he comes into contact with. Think of the Night's Watch, Melisandre, Davos, and the Wildlings. Jon Snow is the hero of Game of Thrones, and in the end, the people of Westeros will thank him for saving the realm by forcing him to take the Iron Throne. I guess it is possible that he defeats the White Walkers but declines to take the throne for himself, but he's my favorite character, so I really want to say that's the way the show ends. Or, George R.R. Martin will be a dick and kill Jon Snow for a second time, but I really don't see how they could kill him off right after resurrecting him. If anything, I don't think he dies until the very end, after he's done murdering everything in his way. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this theory and who will win the Game of Thrones.